Hello everyone. Welcome to all of you in live FFB live chemistry class. इन्वायरमेंटल केमिस्ट्री पे डिस्कस चल रहा है पिछले वीडियो से। पिछले जो वीडियो भेजा था मैंने तुम लोगों को, उसमें बेसिक कंसेप्ट ऑफ इन्वायरमेंटल केमिस्ट्री के बारे में, उसके बाद कंपोनेंट ऑफ इन्वायरमेंट इस पे डिस्कस हुआ था। उसके अलावा उसमें पॉल्यूशन, टाइप्स ऑफ पॉल्यूशन, कॉज ऑफ पॉल्यूशन के शॉर्ट में थोड़ा डिस्कस हुआ था। उसके बाद पॉल्यूटेंट कितने तरह के होते हैं, इन सब चीज़ों पे डिस्कस हुआ था। तो आज के क्लास में हम टाइप्स ऑफ पॉल्यूशन पे डिस्कस करेंगे। कितने टाइप के होते हैं इस पे डिस्कस करने के बाद फिर हम वन बाय वन सारे पॉल्यूशंस पे डिस्कस करेंगे। तो आज देखते हैं कि व्हाट इज़ द पॉल्यूशन, इसके बारे में बता चुके हैं पिछले क्लास में, और टाइप्स ऑफ पॉल्यूटेंट भी डिस्कस हुआ था। तो आज की क्लास में हम टाइप्स ऑफ पॉल्यूशन देखते हैं, उसके बाद आगे के डिस्कशन जारी रहेगा। द यूजुअल प्रैक्टिस टू क्लासिफाई पॉल्यूशन इज ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ मीडियम और कंपोनेंट ऑफ द environment polluted. The common types of pollution are, the most common pollutions are air pollution, water pollution, soil or land pollution. Sometimes the classification is done according to the type of pollutant by which the pollution has been caused. The following types of the pollutions have been observed on this basis. First, air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution, noise pollution, thermal pollution, radiation pollution, marine pollution, solid waste pollution, इंडस्ट्रियल पॉल्यूशन, प्लास्टिक पॉल्यूशन। तो सबके अलग अलग टाइप्स हैं, उनके बारे में शॉर्ट में भी डिस्कस हो सकता है और अलग अलग बहुत ही डिटेल में हो सकता है। ऑयल पॉल्यूशन, सोप एंड डिटर्जेंट पॉल्यूशन, उसके अलावा मेटल टॉक्सिसिटी पॉल्यूशन एंड स्मोक पॉल्यूशन। तो इस तरह से अगर हम और बहुत ज़्यादा डिटेल में जाएंगे तो बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं जो डिस्कस हो सकती हैं, लेकिन यहाँ पे हमको शॉर्ट में जो मेन एयर पॉल्यूशन है और पॉल्यूटेंट है उस पर पहले जानना है। तो सबसे ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट और जो ज़रूरी है जानना हमारे लिए वो है एयर पॉल्यूशन। Air is one of the most important constituents of man's environment. It has been calculated that a man breathes about 22,000 times a day, inhaling about 16 kilogram of air by mass. Air is present everywhere. Air is essentially a mixture of gases. Due to activity of living organisms, different gases in the atmosphere are found in a different ratio of proportion. There is cycling of gases between the living organism and atmosphere. It is due to organism that oxygen and carbon dioxide found in a balanced state in the atmosphere. Atmosphere maintains a narrow difference of day and night temperature. It acts as a shield around the earth against lethal ultraviolet radiations and meteors. Without atmosphere, there will be no lightning, no wind, no clouds, no rains, no snow, and no fire. Now, air is the foremost susceptible component of our environment, prone to pollution. Man has disturbed the favorable and natural air atmosphere in different ways by removal of plants, by development of various industrial establishment, by burning of fossil fuels, etc. Now, pollution of air have profound health effect and other consequences. The air pollution occurs when the concentration of a particular component of the air cross the threshold limit value and becomes harmful, which is earlier discussed in the last video. Air pollution may be defined as any atmospheric condition in which certain substances are present in such concentration that they can produce undesirable effect on man and his environment. This definition, see again. Air pollution may be defined as any atmospheric condition in which certain substances are present in such concentrations that they can produce undesirable effects on man and his environment. According to WHO, air pollution may be defined as follows: substance put into air by the activity of mankind in a concentration sufficient to cause harmful effect to his health, vegetables, property, or to interfere with the enjoyment of his property. This is definition given by the WHO. The study of air atmospheric pollution mainly consists of the study of the two lower parts of atmosphere, that is up to a height of about 50 kilometers above the surface of the earth. That is tropospheric pollution and stratospheric pollution. ट्रोपोस्फेयर एंड स्ट्रेटोस्फेयर, ये सारी चीजें पिछले क्लास में बताई जा चुकी हैं। बहुत बड़ा हो जाता है तो बहुत छोटा हो जाता है, इसको थोड़ा सा बढ़ना चाहिए। Tropospheric pollution is much more widespread. The main pollutants of this sphere are gases such as oxides of nitrogen, oxides of sulfur, oxides of carbon, hydrogen, sulfide, hydrocarbon, etc., and particulated matter such as dust, smoke, mist, fumes, aerosols, etc. Most of these substances are usually present in definite proportions and are usually considered to be harmful, but when their concentration cross the threshold value limit, they become pollutants. Now, stratospheric pollution is mainly due to depletion of ozone layer, which may affect plants and human life adversely as ultraviolet radiations reach the earth. Now, source of air pollution. ये सारे जो टर्म्स हैं ये पिछले क्लास में यूज हुए थे। मोस्टली पिछले क्लास में सारे टर्म्स जो इन्वायरमेंटल केमिस्ट्री के लिए या पॉल्यूशन के लिए यूज होते हैं वो सारे पिछले क्लास में डिस्कस हुए हैं। तो इन सारी चीज़ों को और अच्छे से समझने के लिए पिछला वीडियो देखना ज़रूरी है, उसके बाद आगे का देखते रहो। Source of air pollution, there are two main sources of air pollution: natural sources. The natural sources of air pollution are volcanic eruptions emitting poisonous gas such as carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, H2S, etc. Second, forest fires caused by lightning, pollen grain dispersal, bacterial decomposition of organic matter, wind erosion of soil, and natural radioactivity, etc. These are the natural source. Man-made source, that is source due to human activities. The human activities responsible for air pollution are as burning of fossil fuels such as coal, wood, etc., combustion of gasoline in the automobiles, deforestation, overpopulation, forced industrialization, agriculture activities, and nuclear explosion. Now, air pollutants. What are the pollutants? Air pollutants are classified into two types: primary pollutants and secondary pollutants. Primary pollutants are harmful chemical substances which enter directly into the atmosphere as a result of natural and human activities. These include inorganic gases such as sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, hydrogen sulfide, nitric oxide, carbon dioxide, ammonia, hydrogen fluoride, etc. Hydrocarbons and radioactive substances, particulate matter such as ash, dust, smoke, fumes, aerosol, etc. The secondary pollutants are harmful chemical substances which are formed by chemical interaction among primary pollutants and normal atmospheric constituents. For example, sulfur dioxide is a primary pollutant. It reacts with oxygen in the atmosphere to form sulfur trioxide, which further reacts with water vapor to form sulfuric acid. Primary pollutant sulfur dioxide reacts with oxygen to form sulfur trioxide, and this reacts with water to form sulfuric acid. The sulfur trioxide and sulfuric acid are secondary pollutants. The common secondary pollutants are nitrogen dioxide, nitric acid, ozone, hydrogen peroxide, aldehydes, ketones, various nitrates and sulfates formed in soil, etc. The major process that convert the pollutant from their primary forms to the secondary forms are oxidation, dissociation, and dissolution. The reaction ऑक्सीडेशन से कौन कौन से पर प्राइमरी पॉल्यूटेंट्स और सेकेंडरी पॉल्यूटेंट्स में कन्वर्ट हो जाते हैं. ऑक्सीडेशन होता है सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड, कार्बन मोनोऑक्साइड, हाइड्रोजन सल्फाइड का. तो सेकेंडरी पॉल्यूटेंट सल्फर ट्राईऑक्साइड, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड एंड सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड बनते हैं. तो ऑक्सीडेशन में जो प्राइमरी पॉल्यूटेंट और सेकेंडरी पॉल्यूटेंट हैं वो ये है. डिसोसिएशन में जैसे नाइट्रोजन डाइऑक्साइड, ऑक्सीजन, अभी नाइट्रोजन डाइऑक्साइड और नाइट्रिक ऑक्साइड प्लस ऑक्सीजन का ऑक्सीडेशन होगा तो सेकेंडरी पॉल्यूटेंट है ये. यहाँ प्राइमरी पॉल्यूटेंट डिसोसिएशन ऑक्सीजन का होता है, हाइड्रोकार्बन एल्डिहाइड का, जबकि इधर ऑक्सीजन एटॉमिक ऑक्सीजन में कन्वर्ट हो जाते हैं. ऑर्गेनिक मटेरियल भी ऑर्गेनिक रेडिकल्स में कन्वर्ट हो जाएंगे तो वो क्या होंगे, सेकेंडरी पॉल्यूशन. डिसोल्यूशन प्रोसेस में कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, सल्फर ट्राईऑक्साइड, नाइट्रोजन डाइऑक्साइड प्राइमरी पॉल्यूटेंट है, जबकि इनका ये कार्बोनिक एसिड, सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड और नाइट्रिक एसिड क्या है, सेकेंडरी पॉल्यूटेंट्स है. ये पूरी लिस्ट है तुम्हारे सामने प्राइमरी एंड सेकेंडरी पॉल्यूशन की, पॉल्यूटेंट्स की. इस तरह से ऑक्सीडेशन किन किन पॉल्यूटेंट्स के लिए रिस्पॉन्सिबल होता है, उसके बाद डिसोसिएशन किन किन के लिए रिस्पॉन्सिबल होता है, और डिसोल्यूशन किन किन के लिए पॉल्यूशन प्राइमरी और सेकेंडरी के लिए पॉसिबल होता है. नाउ मेजर एयर पॉल्यूटेंट्स ऑफ ट्रोपोस्फेरिक पॉल्यूशन. मेजर एयर पॉल्यूटेंट्स ऑफ ट्रोपोस्फेरिक पॉल्यूशन. More than 90% of air pollution is caused by the following five major pollutants: carbon monoxide, oxides of sulfur, oxides of nitrogen, hydrocarbons, and particulates or suspended particles. Each of these pollutants is discussed one by one with respect to its sources, its harmful effect, and method to control it. The first air pollutant is carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide is a colorless, tasteless, and odorless gas. It is 96.5% as heavy as air and is not appreciably soluble in water. It constitutes the single largest pollutant in urban atmosphere. It is highly toxic as it has a strong affinity towards hemoglobin of the blood and renders it ineffective blood stream for oxygen supply. The gas is fatal over 1000 ppm, causing unconsciousness in an hour and death in 4 hours. If the gas, यहाँ से बड़ा करने पे ज़्यादा बड़ा हो जाएगा, yes. If the gas is inhaled for few hours at even a low concentration of 200 ppm, it causes symptoms of poisoning. The accepted maximum allowable concentration for occupational exposure in 50 ppm for 8 hours. Now, carbon dioxide is generated by the natural source and man-made source. Natural process produce a larger amount of carbon monoxide than man-made process. The first is natural sources. The chief natural process which contribute carbon monoxide to atmosphere are volcanic eruptions, forest fires, and third, methane, an important and major constituent of natural gas and produced by bacterial decay of living or organic matter. The methane on oxidation under uncontrolled conditions gives carbon monoxide. And decomposition or degradation of chlorophyll produce CO in atmosphere. The surface water of Western Atlantic Ocean have been found to be supersaturated with carbon monoxide. This is given to atmosphere. The production of CO in the ocean is biological. Marine algae and marine siphonophore produce carbon monoxide. Now, man-made sources. The main sources are incomplete combustion of fuel containing carbon. Approximately 80% of carbon monoxide comes from automobiles. In urban area, it is observed that there is relatively high concentration of carbon monoxide during peak hours. It has been estimated that for every liter of petrol by automobile, about 370 gram carbon monoxide is released as vehicular exhaust. The consumption of petroleum products and the number of automobiles are increasing at an alarming pace. Thus, carbon monoxide level will also increase and making the atmosphere as health hazard. Various forms of indoor combustion devices such as stoves, furnaces, gas fire heaters, and charcoal braziers emit carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide is ejected from waste disposal combustion, coal mines, and power plants. Cigarette smoke contains about 2% carbon monoxide due to incomplete combustion of tobacco. Carbon monoxide is generated during several operations in iron and steel industry. Carbon monoxide is also a constituent of several industrial gases. For example, coal gas contains 5 to 10% carbon monoxide and water gas contains 3 to 40% carbon monoxide. Agriculture waste burning contributes a considerable amount of carbon monoxide. Now, sink of carbon monoxide. Though natural process and human activities are releasing large amount of carbon monoxide in atmosphere, yet the level of CO in air does not rise too much. This is due to the presence of some natural sinks. Soil Soil acts as an important sink for the carbon monoxide. A member of soil bacteria such as Methanosarcina, Barkeri, and Methanobacterium formicum are known to remove carbon monoxide. In the presence of these bacteria, so CO or carbon monoxide is either oxidized or converted into methane. Carbon monoxide reacts with oxygen in soil in presence of these bacteria to form carbon dioxide, and it reacts with hydrogen in soil in presence of these bacteria to form methane and water. Now, sometime point be noted, urban areas faces a greater threat of CO poisoning as the soil is converted by concrete and buildings and soil bacteria are not effective. Now, some of species such as hydroxyl, perhydroxyl radicals, this is perhydroxyl radical, atomic oxygen, ozone, nitrogen dioxide, etc., which exist in atmosphere can oxidize CO into CO2. CO plus OH hydroxyl ion and nascent oxygen and ozone reacts with carbon dioxide to form carbon monoxide to form carbon dioxide and active hydrogen this is, and this is oxygen. The carbon monoxide may be transported from troposphere and stratosphere where it is readily oxidized into carbon dioxide by atomic ozone like this, etc. Now, harmful effect of carbon monoxide. During breathing, the hemoglobin present in the red blood cells combines with oxygen reversibly to form oxyhemoglobin. The oxyhemoglobin travels to the different part of the body through air arteries where it gives up oxygen and takes up CO2 for return to the lungs where it is still held. In case the air which we breathe contains CO, it combines readily with hemoglobin and has 200 times more affinity than oxygen for hemoglobin. Due to formation of carboxyhemoglobin, this is carboxyhemoglobin, the quantity of oxygen available to the body cell get reduced. That is, carbon monoxide reduces the oxygen carrying capacity of the blood, and this leads to oxygen starvation, that is known as anoxia. The deficiency of oxygen produces headache, drowsiness, choking, cardiac, and pulmonary complications leading to paralysis and death. Smokers are more prone to anoxia. Pregnant women are advised not to smoke as increased CO level in injurious for our unborn child. It is dangerous to sleep in closed room with a coke fire burning inside during winter night. In case carbon monoxide poisoning is detected well in time, the person can be treated by exposing him to oxygen under pressure. Now, carbon monoxide of oxyhemoglobin is replaced by oxygen and the victim may be revived. This HbCO ऑक्सीजन के साथ इन अंडर प्रेशर 2 to 2.5 atmosphere it forms a oxyhemoglobin and carbon monoxide is removed. Carbon monoxide has harmful effect on plants also. When exposed for sufficient time, it reduces the nitrogen fixing ability of the bacteria. It also affects leaf drop, leaf curling, decrease in leaf size, and premature aging of the plants. Now, control of carbon monoxide pollution. The internal combustion engine in the automobiles are the primary source of carbon monoxide emission. The engines emit a mixture of gases consisting of a carbon monoxide, oxides of nitrogen, hydrocarbons, and particulates. It is observed that if particular method is used to control any one of these pollutants, then it results in the increase of other pollutants. For example, when air fuel ratio, the weight upon weight is 1.16 is to 1, The emission of carbon monoxide and hydrocarbons are reduced, but the emission of oxides of nitrogen increase. Thus, to minimize the emission of carbon monoxide, suitable modifications are needed in the internal combustion engine or in the quality of the fuel. A few of these modifications proposed are as follows. First, the carburetor is adjusted as a ensure proper air-fuel ratio. The presence of excess of air makes complete combustion of the fuel. Exhaust system is occupied with catalytic converter which converts carbon monoxide into harmless product. Lead-free gasoline is preferred these days as the catalyst get easily poisoned by lead. Fuels such as CNG, condensed natural gas. CNG is a condensed natural gas, and LNG, liquefied natural gas, which release minimum quantities of pollutants on combustion, are advised to be used in place of gasoline. Now, second air pollutants is oxides of sulfur. Two common oxides of sulfur represented by the formula SOX are sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide. These are the most serious gaseous pollutants of the atmosphere. Both are 2 minutes. Yes. Both are colorless gases with pungent odor. Sulfur dioxide is a primary pollutant while sulfur trioxide is a secondary pollutant. First, point about the source of these pollutants, sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide. 60% of the total amount of sulfur dioxide present in the atmosphere is released by volcanic eruption, which is natural source, and remaining 33% is discharged due to human activity. The man-made sources of SO2 are coal combustion is the predominant man-made source of sulfur dioxide. At its contribution is 60%. Coal contains 0.1 to 6% of sulfur. On combustion, this sulfur is oxidized to sulfur dioxide. The reaction is here. Coal is used in vast quantities in power plants, and hence power plants are largely responsible for release of sulfur dioxide into atmosphere. Another contribution of sulfur dioxide in the combustion of petroleum and its products, that is 20%. It is also produced when sulfides, ores like pyrites, APS2, copper pyrites, zinc blends, galena, copper glands, etc. are roasted in air during extraction of respective metals. Reaction like this. This reacts with, this is the pyrites. FeS2 reacts with oxygen to form FeO and sulfur dioxide is produced by the reaction. इसी तरह ये सारे रिएक्शन कॉपर के ओर से जिंक के ग्लांट्स एंड लेड और सल्फाइड एंड जिंक सल्फाइड, जब इनका रिएक्शन यहाँ पे होता है ऑक्सीजन से ड्यूरिंग मेटलर्जी, तो सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड रिएक्शंस में प्रोड्यूस होती है. Hydrogen sulfide, which is discharged into the air by natural process, is converted into SO2 by oxidation in the atmosphere. हाइड्रोजन सल्फाइड रिएक्ट करके ऑक्सीजन से सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड में कन्वर्ट हो जाती है. Many industries such as paper making, sulfuric acid manufacture, petroleum refining release CO2 into the atmosphere. The sulfur dioxide persists in atmosphere for 2 to 4 days. During this time, it is either dispersed to far away locations or oxidized to sulfur trioxide. The oxidation of sulfur dioxide can occur both photochemically or non-photochemically. In the near ultraviolet region, the excited sulfur dioxide molecule reacts with ozone. This is photochemical reaction to form sulfur trioxide and O2. Similarly, excited SO2 molecules react with molecular oxygen to form sulfur trioxygen reaction is this. Non-photochemically, sulfur dioxide may be oxidized by molecular oxygen in presence of dust and soot particulates and it reacts with oxygen to form sulfur trioxide. Sulfur trioxide immediately combined with moisture in atmosphere to form sulfuric acid. The sulfuric acid forms, the reaction is here. The sulfuric acid formed comes down to earth as a acid rain. Now think of oxides of sulfur. SO2 is moderately soluble in making forming a weak acid solution. SO2 reacts with water to form sulfurous acid. Oxides of sulfur, this is the sink of oxygen. ये सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड ना बना के सल्फर sulfurous acid बन जाता है. Oxides of sulfur are also converted into sulfuric acid. Both these acid in the form of acid rain comes down on the earth where they meet with alkaline substance, especially limestone minerals and sulfates are formed. In this way, oxides of sulfur are removed from the atmosphere. तो जब वार्प पे ये कैल्शियम कार्बोनेट से एसिड रिएक्ट करते हैं तो ये कैल्शियम सल्फेट और कैल्शियम सल्फाइड में कन्वर्ट हो जाते हैं और साथ में कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड और वाटर प्रोड्यूस होता है. द लाइमस्टोन मिनरल्स एक्ट एज ए सिंक फॉर ऑक्साइड्स ऑफ सल्फर, क्योंकि ये जो सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड से सल्फर ट्राईऑक्साइड फिर सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड और सल्फ्यूरस एसिड बनता है, उससे रिएक्ट करके ये कंपाउंड बना लेता है. Harmful effect of oxides of sulfur. Both sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide are highly irritating gases to respiratory tract of human being and animals. Even at low concentration, it causes drying of mouth, throat, and eye irritation. It brings breathlessness and affect larynx, that is voice box. Higher concentration of sulfur dioxide may cause lung disease and even lung cancer. Sulfur trioxide is more harmful than the sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide has a very damaging effect on plants even at very low concentration, 0.03 ppm. It affects plant growth and nutrient quality and plant product. Plants exposed to sulfur dioxide for sufficient time suffer from chlorosis disease, that is bleaching of yellowish or green portion of the leaves. The oxides of sulfur as such are in the form of acid, that is sulfuric acid and sulfurous acid, sulfuric acid and sulfurous acid, affect or damage a number of materials. For example, building materials such as limestone, marble, slate, etc. are damaged due to following reaction. इनमें जो कार्बन का कैल्शियम कार्बोनेट होता है उससे एसिड ट्रेन से जो सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड होता है वो रिएक्ट करके कैल्शियम सल्फेट बना देता है और H2O और CO2 बनता है. Second harmful effect, metals particularly iron are corroded. Fading and deterioration of fabric, leather, paper and paints occur in the atmosphere having oxides of sulfur. Now control of SO2 pollution. The following method can be applied to control sulfur dioxide pollution. By use of low sulfur content fuels such as natural gas or sulfur free fuel, a number of steps are being taken to make coal sulfur free before it is put to combustion. The combined sulfur such as iron pyrides is removed by subjecting grounded coal to hydraulic washing. Iron pyrides being heavier settle down while coal from pyrides float on the surface and is collected. The free sulfur is removed by passing hydrogen gas over the fuel in presence of catalyst. The sulfur is converted into H2S, which is absorbed in a solution of diethanolamine. diethanolamine. Second method, by removal of oxides of sulfur from the flue gases. The oxides of sulfur can be removed from the flue gases by use of chemical scrubbers. The flue gases are passed through the scrubber containing slurry of limestone or lime. So these are the gases passed over the calcium carbonate and calcium hydroxide. They form calcium sulfide, calcium sulfate, and calcium sulfide, and converted in carbon dioxide and water. SO2 can also be removed by the use of solution containing citrate ions. SO2 reacts with water to form HSO3 minus and H plus ion. It reacts with H2, this is citrate ion, and forms complex. Citrate ions are generated by the use of H2S gas. Pure sulfur is obtained as byproduct. By using alternate source of energy such as hydroelectric power plants and nuclear power plants instead of thermal power plants. Now another air pollutant is oxides of nitrogen. Nitrogen forms a number of oxides: nitrous oxide, nitric oxide, nitrogen dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, डाई नाइट्रोजन ऑक्साइड, ये फार्मूला सबके हैं और साथ में नाम डाई नाइट्रोजन पेंटा ऑक्साइड. However, from the point of view of atmospheric pollution, the first three are important. That is, first three. This is nitrous oxide. This is known as laughing gas. Nitric oxide. This is NO, and nitrogen dioxide. The first three are important, which are found in sufficient amount in atmosphere. The normal global concentration of nitrogen oxide should be 3 into 10 to the power minus 3 ppm, but the concentration in some cities is found as high as 2 ppm. Major source of oxides of nitrogen in the atmosphere are as follows. First, natural source. Nitrogen comprise about 78% by volume of the atmosphere and oxygen as 20%. The two gases do not react with each other unless the temperature is very high. During thunderstorm and lightning, nitrogen and oxygen combine to form nitric oxide, which is further oxidized to nitrogen dioxide. इलेक्ट्रिक डिस्चार्ज ठंडा जब होता है, then N2 and O2 react to form nitric oxide, and it reacts with oxygen to form nitrogen dioxide. The oxides of nitrogen in atmosphere come from bacterial decay of organic matter by soil microorganisms on the surface of the earth. Nitrous oxide is formed by the action of aerobic and anaerobic bacteria in the soil on nitrogen-based fertilizers. Now, man-made sources of oxides of nitrogen: combustion of fossil fuels such as coal, oil, natural gas, gasoline, etc. in automobile and power plant produce high temperature at which nitrogen and oxygen combine to form nitric oxide and nitrogen dioxide. Second source, chemical industries involving manufacture of sulfuric acid, nitric acid produce oxides of nitrogen as byproducts which are released into atmosphere. Now, harmful effect of oxides of nitrogen. First, nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a biologically less active and less toxic than nitrogen dioxide. It does not have harmful effect on human beings and animals. However, it is readily converted into nitrogen dioxide by atmospheric oxygen. NO2 is extremely toxic. This is nitrogen dioxide is extremely toxic to living tissues. It can cause irritation in eyes, nose, and throat. The oxides of nitrogen can cause viral infections. Higher dose of nitrogen dioxide are responsible for bronchitis and respiratory problems. Like CONO, nitric oxide, combine with hemoglobin and reduce its oxygen transport efficiency. The oxides of nitrogen suppress the growth of plant and damage leaf tissues. Higher concentration of NO can cause disease in photosynthesis. Sunlight decomposes NO2 into NO, and active oxygen. The reaction is here. Now, active oxygen atoms react with traces of hydrocarbon present in the atmosphere and produce materials which are responsible for photochemical smoke. The smoke is a health hazard. Now, nitrogen dioxide combined with atmospheric moisture to form a mixture of nitric and nitrous acid like this. These acids are carried to the earth acid rain. Acid rain reduces pH of the soil and thus reduces its fertility. The acid rain has a corrosive effect on building and metallic structure. The oxides of nitrogen can cause fading of dyes used in coloring textile. नाउ सिंक ऑफ ऑक्साइड ऑफ नाइट्रोजन यानी कौन सी चीज़ें हैं जो नाइट्रोजन को ज़्यादा नुकसान पहुंचाने से रोकती हैं और किसी दूसरे कंपाउंड में कन्वर्ट कर देती है। सिंक का यही मतलब होता है जो अभी तक और पहले भी हम डिस्कस करते आ रहे हैं। The oxides of nitrogen are not very stable. The average life of nitrogen nitric oxide is 4 days and that of nitrogen dioxide is 3 days. During this period, either the oxides are decomposed into N2 and O2 or converted into nitric acid through the following reaction. Nitric oxide reacts with oxygen to form nitrogen dioxide and it reacts to water form nitric acid and NO again. NO2 reacts with water and oxygen to form nitric acid. Thus, nitric acid comes down from the atmosphere to the surface of the earth in the form of acid rain. The acid reacts with bases to form nitrates. Some natural process of and photochemical reactions also removes oxygen of nitrogen in the atmosphere and serve as sink. Now, control of nitrogen oxide pollution. The flue gases coming out from power plant or industrial units can be made free from oxides of nitrogen and SO2 by scrubbing them with alkaline solution of calcium hydroxide and magnesium hydroxide or with sulfuric acid. The following reactions occurs when sulfuric acid is used for scrubbing. NO2 reacts with sulfur dioxide and water to form sulfuric acid and NO. NO reacts with NO2 to form dinitrogen trioxide and this reacts with sulfuric acid to form this and 2NOH, SO4 and H2O. The flue gases thus free from NO2 and SO2 are released into atmosphere. Catalytic converter are used in automobiles which convert the vehicular exhaust in free nitrogen and traces of ammonia. Now Now, other pollutant, air pollutant. The other air pollutants is hydrocarbons. These are the chemical compounds of carbon and hydrogen only. These can be saturated or unsaturated, branched or state change, or can have a ring structure. The most important hydrocarbon involved in air pollution are those which are volatile or gaseous state under ordinary atmospheric conditions. The hydrocarbon in air by themselves alone cause no harmful effect. They are of concern because hydrocarbon undergoes chemical reaction in the presence of sunlight and nitrogen oxide, forming photochemical oxidant, of which the predominant one is ozone. Methane is the main hydrocarbon present in atmosphere. The other hydrocarbon present are ethane, ethylene, acetylene, propane, N-butane, isopentane, toluene, N-heptane, N-xylene, isobutane, etc. Now sources. First, natural sources. Sources of hydrocarbon. Natural sources में आ जाएगा. Methane is emitted in large quantity during aerobic decomposition of organic matter in soil, water, and sediments. Second, forest fire trees emit large amount of hydrocarbon into atmosphere. Man-made sources. First, incomplete combustion of fossil fuel in industry and thermal power plant and the exhaust of automobiles are releasing unburned hydrocarbons into atmosphere. This source contributes about 15% of hydrocarbon. Now, solvents used in many industrial operations escape into air due to evaporation. This contributes about 10% of total hydrocarbon pollution. Now, harmful effect of hydrocarbon present in air. Hydrocarbon, particularly aromatic, cause irritation in eyes, nose, lungs. Hydrocarbons are carcinogen carcinogenic, that is, they cause cancer. Hydrocarbon harm plants by causing aging, breakdown of tissues, and shedding of leaves. Powers and twins. Methane is an important greenhouse gas which can tap 20 times more heat as compared to carbon dioxide. Now, hydrocarbons undergoes chemical reactions in the presence of sunlight and oxides of nitrogen, forming photochemical oxidant and photochemical smoke, which have highly harmful effect on human being as well as plants. Now, particulates or suspended particles, which causes air pollution. In general, the term particulate refers to all atmospheric substances that are not gases, that is, they are minute solid particles or liquid droplets or mixture of the two in air. Particulates can be composed of inner or extremely reactive minerals of varying size. Particulate matter may be variable or non-variable. The variable particles are the minute living organisms that are dispersed in the atmosphere. It includes bacteria, fungi, moths, etc. The non-variable particulates are a different chemical substance which enter the atmosphere from the various sources. The size of the particulates range from diameter of 0.0002 micron to a diameter of about 500 micron. The lifetime of particulates also ranges between a few seconds and several months. This lifetime depends upon the setting rate, which is turn is depend on the size and density of the particles and the turbulence of the air. The particulates have the ability to act as sites for sorption. This property depends on the surface area, which is large for most of the particulates. The process of sorption occurs when an individual molecule impacts on surface of the particulates and does not rebound but sticks or sorbs. Now, sources of particulates. There are four main types of non-viable particulate matter in the atmosphere. These are mist, smoke, fumes, and dust. The first is mist. These are those particles that are produced by spray liquids and formed by the condensation of vapors in air. Air, for example, this type can be portions of insecticides and herbicides that miss their targets and travel through the air. These are known as mist. And smoke, it contains very small soot particles which can be liquid or solid. These are produced by burning and combustion of organic matter. Oil smoke, tobacco smoke, and carbon smoke are typical example of this type. The third is fumes. These are condensed vapors. Fumes of metals are the well-known particulates of this type. These are naturally released from chemical or metallurgical process. Now dust. These are the fine particles formed by natural disintegration of rocks and soil or by the mechanical processes of grinding, crushing, etc. Particles from solids and minerals contains calcium, aluminum, and silicon compounds. Very small solid particles are carbon black, silver iodide, combustion of nuclei, and sea salt nuclei. Larger particles are cement dust, soil dust, foundry dust, and pulverized coal. Liquid particulates matter generally categorized as mist includes rain drops, fog, and sulfuric acid mist. Both the natural and man-made sources contribute the airborne matter. The important natural sources are volcanic eruptions, blowing of dust and soil by wind, sea salt sprays, forest fire, vegetations. The man-made sources are vehicular exhaust, combustion processes, metallurgical operations, mining operations. The above are the primary particulates. The particulates produced in the atmosphere as a result of chemical reactions are called secondary particulates. These are formed either in gas phase reactions or by heterogeneous reactions between gases and already existing primary particulates. The majority of secondary particulates possess a diameter less than 1 micron. The reaction leading to the formation of secondary particulates are largely catalyzed by sunlight. The chief chemical reactants are sulfur oxides, nitrogen oxides, ammonia, water vapor, and hydrocarbon. Now, some common particulate soot. It is produced by incomplete combustion of carbonaceous fossils, fuels such as coal, wood, natural gas, gasoline, etc., in low supply of oxygen. Second, fly ash, it comes from the combustion of high ash fossil fuel used in thermal power plant and smelters. Metal particles, these are released by the various metal finishing operations. Microparticles of toxic metals are highly harmful. Fourth is metal oxide. These are produced by combustion of fuel with metallic compounds. For example, Fe2O3, ferric oxide, is produced by the combustion of coal containing iron pyrides. Reaction is here. कई बार देख चुके हो iron pyrides react with oxygen to form Fe3O4 plus 6O2. तो ये particles जब atmosphere में जाएंगे तो ये pollution cause करते हैं. Now, fifth is lead salts. These comes into atmosphere through exhaust gases from automobile when lead and tetraethyl lead, that is PbC2H4 whole 4, is used as anti-knocking agent along with C2H4 Cl2 and C2H4 Br2 in gasoline. The reaction is this, इन दोनों से रिएक्शन होता है और ये PbCl2 PbBr2 एंड बनता है और साथ में कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड और वाटर वेपर्स. Sixth is asbestos dust. Asbestos dust is introduced in atmosphere by industries manufacturing asbestos sheets, ropes, etc. Acid mist, sulfuric acid and nitric acid mist are produced when oxides of sulfur and nitrogen dioxide comes in contact with moisture to form sulfuric acid, and with moisture it forms nitric acid. The organic particulates, paraffins, olefins, and aromatic compounds, particularly polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, are emitted from petroleum refineries and automobiles. The polycyclic hydrocarbons are easily absorbed on the soot particles and become serious health hazard. Now, harmful effect of particulate pollutions, pollutant. Effect on human being, first point. This is the harmful effects of particulate pollutants. Small size particulates which can pass through the nose and enter into lungs easily are highly dangerous. These particulates in lungs act as excellent sites of absorption of carcinogenic compounds such as polynuclear hydrocarbons and asbestos, etc., and bring lung disease such as lung cancer, bronchial asthma, and chronic bronchitis. The lung disease are common in industrial workers. Different types of particulates cause different types of lung disease. For example, asbestos cause asbestosis. Coal miners suffer from black lung disease. Textile workers suffer from white lung disease. Dust having free silica cause silicosis. Beryllium compounds cause berylosis. Many biological particulates in the air, that is bacteria, fungal spores, pollen grains, quite often cause allergy and bronchitis in the man. The following non-viable particles exert adverse effect on human health. Cadmium oxide, it causes prostate cancer, high blood pressure. Benzene causes blood cancer, that is leukemia. Vinyl chloride causes sarcoma of liver. Arsenic causes lung, skin, and liver cancer. And benzidine, bladder cancer. Lead particles, nervous disease. Now, effect on plants. Particulate deposit on the leaves of the plants. The common damage occur in leaf structures such as necrosis, chlorosis, pinacity. They destroy chlorophyll and disrupt photosynthesis. Particulates block the stomata and retard the transpiration of mineral from the soil. Now, effect on materials. Large number of materials are damaged by particulates. Soot, dust, fumes, mist, etc. badly affect paints, cloth, building, sculptures, monuments, etc. Corrosion of metal is accelerated in humid atmosphere. Particulates also damage electronic equipment. And effect on visibility. Particulates display optical properties which exert an important effect on air quality. They cause scattering and absorption of sunlight and reduce the visibility. They also produce blurring effect on vision. Now, control of particulate pollution. The method of control of particulates are based on setting on washing. First, gravity setting chamber. Effluent gases are allowed to enter a horizontal large rectangular chamber. The velocities of the gases decrease and the larger particles settle down under influence of gravity. Second, wet scrubbers. In this method, the effluent gases are allowed to enter a spray tower or chamber. The suitable liquid is introduced in the form of a fine spray which washes away the particulates. Now, electrostatic precipitator. It is the most effective and efficient method. The particulates are removed by installation of an electrostatic precipitation in the chimney. When a high potential is applied across the chimney, the carbon particles are attracted by the charged electrodes. This results in the formation of soot which gets deposited in the chimney, which is cleaned from time to time. Similarly, the particulates coming in the exhaust of automobiles are removed by catalytic converter. In some of the industry, the filters are used to remove particulate. These filters work like the filter used in an air conditioner or vacuum cleaners. The exhaust gases are passed through them, leaving particulates and aerosols behind the filter. तो एयर पॉल्यूशन पे यहाँ पे अभी डिस्कशन हुआ काफ़ी। जो मेन एयर पॉल्यूटेंट्स थे, गैसेस ऑफ नाइट्रोजन, सल्फर एंड गैसेस ऑफ कार्बन एंड पार्टिकुलेट्स, इस सारी चीज़ों पे डिटेल में स्टडी की अभी तुम लोगों ने, जिसपे किस तरह से ये प्रोड्यूस करते हैं पॉल्यूशन, पे इसका कंट्रोल कैसे होता है, सारी चीज़ें डिस्कस हुई हैं। अब अगले क्लास में हम और दूसरे पॉल्यूशन के बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे।